Welcome everyone back to Tabletop Assault. I'm David, and today we're just going to be a really quick video. This is essentially our first impressions on 9th edition, which you've all had it announced, you've all seen it. It looks incredible, it looks like a ton of good fun, and we just wanted to kind of go through a couple of the elements. And I do apologise, this is stuff you've probably already heard from lots of other channels, from the announcement themselves if you streamed into Twitch yesterday. But we just want to give you our first impressions on some of the main details that popped out. And most likely Ross is going to do a more in-depth video. He's better at these reviews than I am, but I thought it was keen some of us in the channel give us our own sort of individual opinions on what was announced, and oh boy, it was huge. Some people have seen it coming. I just want to say, if you've been listening to our podcasts, I kind of called this, so I'm so glad I got it right for once. But yeah, so let's dive into some of the stuff that was actually talked about yesterday. You can see on the screen, obviously, you've got the new trailer and stuff like that. Let's not kid ourselves, that cinematic, guys, was epic. I loved it. One of my favourite factions is finally getting some good old love. That is the Necrons, and we're going to talk about the Necrons in some good detail. I'm really excited for them. You all know me personally, I don't like the Smurfs, I don't like Ultramarines, so yeah, another Ultramarines to push into our faces. But hey, it's okay, they're the flagship army, so I get it. Just cool. So yeah, trailer was awesome, a really cool cinematic. In the trailer it was teasing some new Necron units. You kind of seen this sort of crawly leg guy with a phase sword, this new sort of dreadnought lord looking sort of guy with a claw and the big Gauss cannon. It was epic, it was cool, and you've seen some cool new things for the Primaris, which is Primaris getting chain swords, that epic looking combat shield, or I don't know what kind of shield it is yet, for the Primaris Marines. Yeah, and let's not kid ourselves, the new Gauss flares as well, which is something I do want to kind of talk about. And then finally we had that epic Warhammer 40k logo. Something new, something fresh. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, a couple of key things that came out was obviously they announced as well the new Warhammer 40k website. So let's actually have a look at the new Warhammer 40k website. So again, that lovely cinematic you're met with. But yeah, you've got a new dedicated website, all the updated sort of stuff. Some really cool stuff on there I think you guys need to check out. A couple of cool features on this as well was it's kind of focusing on the three main factions which are obviously going to be launching 9th edition. And you've obviously got Necrons was number one, kind of in there. Look at that model, guys. Look at that beautiful looking walker thing with a huge cleave sword, the Gauss, the claws. I cannot wait to get my hands on these new models. Yeah, it's going to be cool. So you had the Necrons, one of the major factions on there, so you can get a lot of lore details, a lot of updates on the new sort of stuff. You've obviously got, you know, the Visions of War section, which is some really cool artwork. Oh, we know what's coming. We know what's coming. The next faction obviously announced for 9th edition to get a big push was Space Marines. They've got some cool new stuff. You can notice on that picture there, guys, that Primaris Marine has a Volkite pistol. Ain't that something cool coming out at 30k? Don't know what the shield is, but it looks epic. I cannot wait. Colour scheme we can look past. I cannot wait to infuse these new Marines into our White Scars, into our Imperial Fists. They're going to look cool. Into our Space Elves Primaris Marines with chain swords. Yes, it's going to be epic. It's going to be lots of dice, and Space Elves already chuck a lot of dice at people in combat. We're going to be chucking more your way. And that's us presuming 9th edition, 8th edition, kind of staying similar. So yeah, but this new website is going to be sort of a go-to place for all your 9th edition and your Warhammer 40k updates. So if you're not already on there, I would be saving that to your favourites, guys, so you've now got access to the website for all the new cool stuff that's coming. Another key thing that was announced was obviously some new units, and this is what I really want to talk about, because this looks cool. So obviously you've got new units that are announced not just for the Space Marine Primaris, but also for the Necrons. So straight away there, guys, that's your new Necron warrior. There kind of looks like the rods maybe kind of done away with, those sort of clear plastic rods. We're probably going to keep them for our Necron army because we're actually quite a big fan of those. We quite like the rods. I know they were controversial at times. But you've got this cool looking Gauss flare, this rusty looking Necron. I just want to flick through some of these images because damn, they're cool. You've got a Necron there with like a new weapon. We don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's going to be like a short range, so it'll be like a short range, more shots, higher AP. So maybe like a 8-inch gun, a 12-inch gun. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think that is, if it hasn't already been announced by the time I'm recording this. Oh boy, I should have thought that one through. So you've got this really new cool gun, looks epic, and you can see as well from the new model itself, you've got nice wee scarab bits in the bases. The model itself looks like it's going through a reanimation protocol itself. It's got dents in it, it's got parts looks like it's possibly missing, bullet holes, wires protruding from the model as well. This guy here kind of, I like that. His eyes obviously not reanimated properly. He's kind of got a, looks like a bullet in it. This guy's missing his eye entirely. So yeah, I think this one's got some cables clicking down. So looks really cool. Absolutely love it. And then next up, we have the Scorpec Lord. So this is obviously some sort of like giant walker lord, and oh boy, does this guy look cool. He's armed with his, so he's a towering killer armed with the likes of Flensing Claw, and Mythic Annihilator. Already that sounds like it's going to rip some Marines apart. And obviously you've got that giant, it looks like phase sword of some sort. It looks cool. I'm assuming a lot of the new weaponry, because you've got two armies pitched, which is a Primaris and Necrons, I bet you're going to see some damage 2 stuff. Purely because, well, Primaris have double wounds, don't they, compared to normal Space Marines, so Necrons need a little bit of support to get those extra shots through to win the guys, so I'm assuming there'll be some double damage stuff in there, but that looks really cool. Necron wise, you've got brand new Primaris Lieutenant, and yes, it's the Volkite pistol. Oh, there you go, it's a Storm Shield. Excellent. So Ross already hates Storm Shields. I love Storm Shields. If my Primaris can now take more Storm Shields, oh boy, I'm excited. So yeah, Volkite pistols there, looking really cool. The Necron Potato Cam. So yeah, look at this stuff, guys. See if I can get the image up. There we go. Oh boy, so there's a couple of things we do notice right off the bat. Some units are staying the same. It looks like the Doom size staying the same. You've got the Tomb Stalker staying the same. I think the Immortals are staying the same, along with some of the Triarch Praetorians. But let's work our way across this screen, because this is a lot to take in. What is that? Well, next to the monolith, I don't know what that is. It looks crazy. It looks like it's got a death ray on top of it, or the Doomsday Ark's big gun on top of him, his big legs. It just looks cool. If you can tell from my voice, I'm excited. This is Necrons. This is one of my favourite armies, and they're getting such beautiful love. I'm loving it. The new Destroyer, all the goss. I can't even wait for that. Yeah, I can't wait. Now, I don't know what the gun is. I'm assuming it's going to be maybe high AP, lots of shots. Like, I mean, it's probably going to be like a Gatling gun sort of crazy thing. Probably low damage and probably mid-range, but you know what, more destroyers, crazy. Give us them. You've got this guy with the sort of stave. I don't know, is he a cryptek? Is he a new sort of unit, a new type of character? He looks cool. He's clearly got a cohort of 2 sort of crazy flare minions there next to him. It looks cool. Sucks to be those guys and Marines in the bottom. Well, it sucks for it to be them, not just because they're Primaris, because Primaris are cool, but they're Ultramarines. That's why it sucks to be them. Let that sink in, Ultramarine players. I don't like Ultramarines. I'm so sorry. Don't hate me. You've got another sort of, looks like on the far right, like a tomb stalker, like a tomb spider. It just looks cool. If it's better than the tomb spider, or the canoptic spider, and it does the same thing but better, loving it. A couple of key things in the middle, and I'm going to get to the main thing at the end. You've obviously got the new sort of Walker Lord there, but the monolith has had a revamp, and if you look closely on its side, it looks like it's got new weaponry as well. So I don't know if that means the old Necron, the old monolith will still have its flare arrays. In fact, I can see in the far distance, it looks like this one's got 3 guns, so it looks like the flare arrays are still there, but you're probably going to get a monolith with a new sort of kit, new sort of weaponry, and I'm not going to complain. If it can get better weaponry, the better, because this thing used to be a great weapon in your Necron army. Let's not kid ourselves, in 8th edition the monolith has fallen way down that pecking order. And then on to the last 2. This thing I definitely want to talk about. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah. What in the hell is it? Is it a Necron Demon Prince? It's beautiful. I wish I had a tear in my eye. This model looks incredible. It's got wings, so we're obviously going to get ourselves a monstrous flyer. Yes! Watch out, everyone. It looks like a Catan, so it's probably going to have Catan powers. It looks like it's got weapons. Move aside Nightbringer, move aside Deceiver, this thing is going to be your new favourite Catan plaything. It looks incredible. I am not going to complain when I get this and start flying across the fields with this thing, annihilating stuff. And then finally, whoop, there it is. I believe, guys, that is the Silent King. I'm not going to try and zoom in it too much because I'll probably muck things up. But that looks like the Silent King. It looks like it's sort of a floating platform. Lovely scenic base, guys. Cannot complain. Good chunky size model. Reminds me of Nagash a little bit. He's clearly got a Catan that he's just ripping apart for power, and he's got a cohort of bodyguards. The Silent King has to be Nagash-esque for me, rule-wise, model-wise, feel-wise. Nagash brought the end times in, the Silent King is bringing the 40k end times in with Psychic Awakening. I'm loving it, I cannot wait to get my hands on this model. So yeah, a lot of things to take in there, but GW, you're giving Necrons some love, and I applaud you. Well done. They needed it, and they look beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's move on to Primaris. Primaris ahoy. So, what do we have here? The Primaris Assault Intercessor. So that's obviously going to be your chainsword sort of guy. And oh boy, do these guys look cool. Primaris getting more attacks is going to be sick, guys. Let's not kid ourselves. Looks like a plasma pistol there. But yeah, chainswords was needed. You've got it, you Primaris players. I'm a Primaris player, actually. You've got your chainswords, and some of the posing of these models looks absolutely incredible. Here we have the Primaris Blade Guard veterans. These guys look so cool. I think I would love to make some Grey Knight conversions out of these models. They look beautiful for Grey Knights. But you Black Templar players out there, these are for you, I think. These look absolutely incredible. Crusader-esque looking models. They look beautiful. They look incredible. And again, I applaud GW. Those shields, those storm shields, yeah, they look really cool. But this is something I was screaming at for a while. I'm a massive White Scars player. Yes, I have Primaris bikes. I don't believe they've called them anything different. I believe they're just called Primaris Space Marines. Okay, so I think they're just bike squads. But yeah, all you Dark Angel Raven White Scar players, we're going to love this. Look at the chunkiness of this bike as well. So they've not lost the aesthetics and feel of the old bikes. They've got that sort of exhaust coming at the side, the chunkiness, the twin bolt guns, or Primaris bolt guns, or what they're called, bolt rifles. Chain swords on them as well, so maybe get some Space Wolf bikes in there. Yeah, loving it. It's great to see the range get updated. We then come on to this crazy looking guy. I think this is called the Executioner, or the Executioner Blade. Already the sword looks amazing. This guy looks cool. Black Templar wise, he's going to be a cool looking addition for your force. He just looks incredible. Sorry, the Judicar I think he's called. The Judicar, sorry, but he looks incredible. So yeah, a lot of new models, a lot in the range, and it's not going to stop here. It's obvious GW are going to release even more models on top of this, but let's not kid ourselves, this looks beautiful. Additional to some of the stuff that was announced, there was obviously some FAQs that get popped in. A lot of questions were getting asked across the board on the live stream, but here we have some of the questions, guys. I think it's really important that we do talk over. And I know a lot of you have probably seen this already, but a couple of the things I took from 9th edition is it looks like 8th edition core rules is probably going to stay the same but tweaked, so the playstyle you're playing at the moment isn't going to change too drastically. I feel it's probably a cleanup, which is really, really cool. So a new 40k, that's right, it's exciting time for Warhammer 40k fans, there's a new edition on the way. So why have you done another edition of the game? They pretty much lay it out there really simply. They're always looking to make our games the best they can be. It's obviously 8th edition was such a massive change from what you're used to in 40k when 8th edition hit. It was revolutionary in its play style, let's not kid ourselves, and they really landed it as well as they could have, and now it's the refining stage. And that's what 9th edition is going to be about, refining what you have. So I applaud it, I love it, it sounds absolutely incredible. But they're changing a few things for the better of the player and the better of the game. So what's changed in the rules? So it says loads of change. A new edition gives us a chance to look at the core rules of Warhammer 40k and make changes to the underlying engine. We've looked at every phase in the game as well as missions, points, stratagems. So that's good. I'm glad they're keeping in points and I'm glad they're keeping in stratagems. Let's see what they do with it. You'll see the changes that may affect every army in every game. We'll be exploring many of these changes in detail over the coming weeks and articles on Warhammer Community. So from now forward, guys, get tuned into warhammercommunity.com. Keep an ear to what's going to be happening. We're probably going to have, like it was for 8th edition, teased of new things like cover, tanks, all that sort of cool stuff. Has setting lore changed? Well, it has moved on. It has moved on, so it will have changed, but it looks like the Imperium's going to be in the back foot, finally. Will there be new models? We've just seen there, guys. Necrons and Primaris are getting love. That probably won't stop with those two armies. You're going to see other armies get more models, I'm sure. New logo, well, we don't need to talk about that, and we don't need to talk about the new trailer as well, but here's some of the coolest things. So, will the rules be updated through chapter approved? The new core rules in Warhammer 40k will be with us for a little while yet, but yes. So what it basically means is 8th edition isn't going, the core is going to stay there. But with the new units and new books released in time, we'll still be looking at the game regularly with an eye balance. So guys, really what that means is you're going to still have your regular chapter approved updates, your regular errata updates. I know some people were unhappy that there was maybe too many or a bit inconsistent. I actually have loved it. When I was a 7th, 6th, 4th, 5th ed player, you're waiting for your codex to come around. There was too long in between waiting because your army was just getting outdated and the power creep. I like the chapter approved. I don't know what side everyone else is on, but the fact that I look at these things so regularly across the board of all armies is given back to the fans. So they take time to do that, and it really helps the game try and stay as balanced as possible. So I'm going to skip some of the cool wee things. So Dark Imperium, obviously, guys, if you've not heard, if you still want to get it soon because it'll be discontinued. So some of the key things. Can you still use your armies? Of course you can. Your existing armies you have at the moment will be totally usable going forward into the 9th editions. How can I get the rules? So they're going, this is quite nice actually, they're going to make the rules as easy to get your hands on the new rules and start playing. The core rules will be given to you for free, and you'll have several options on how you can get your hands on the full rulebook. So basically you're probably going to get what was last time, download the core rules, buy the rulebook for extra stuff. You're going to have your options there, but you don't have to buy expensively into books to be able to play it. You're going to get it for free. What happens with my codexes? This is what I was happy. Good news, all your codexes will still work. Do as campaign expansions like the Vigilus series, Psychic Awakening and White Dwarf supplements. So that Psychic Awakening love I'm loving just now, it ain't going anywhere. It's kicking about, it's staying here, loving it. So what about the Psychic Awakening of Boops? We don't need to go over that, that's staying. This was interesting, what about the Forge World Index books? They're changing, and you know what? Perfect, because they need an overhaul. Look out for a new range of books to be supported. Books to support the Warhammer 40k Forge World offer soon, releasing for the new edition. So great, Forge World's going to get a nice wee update. Brilliant, cannot complain. Will there be new codexes? Of course there is. They talk about the Crusader system a lot in yesterday's live stream. Crusader system is basically a new way of doing a sort of fun narrative campaign for the game. Really like it. So we'll find out more about that as we go, but I guess that's sort of, you know, build your army as your narrative goes too, you could sort of say. So pretty good. Are units' points going to change? Well, of course points are going to change. They change regularly, guys. That's not going to go anywhere. But let's see what sort of balance they put in with points, because when 8th edition landed, some people complained it was too expensive, and we've seen that drastic drop in points. When the first level of points hit, it's obviously not going to be the same for the whole net edition. They're going to change. But I'm just happy points are staying because I like points. Power levels I didn't quite get myself into too much. So why are they doing this so soon after Psychic Awakening? So as they say, as many of you picked up on, the Psychic Awakening has been building for some major changes in the Warhammer 40k universe. New edition sees them come to pass with the return of long forgotten evil and some big developments in the lore. What that tells me is the story, the narrative is just moving forward, guys. As that narrative is moving forward, they bring a new playstyle in for you to enjoy the new section of the lore that we've now evolved into. And bringing back some old foes, that's the Silent King. Probably Tyrannus too. Kill Team's still staying about in 9th edition, so they're obviously going to get their own rules for 9th edition as well. That was really cool, because we're keen to bring Kill Team back. It's just in a bit of limbo on our channel at the moment. Will the core rules still be available for free? Yes, of course it is, but there will obviously be hardback versions which you can probably pay for. What language? We don't need to go into that because it's always inclusive. Are there still going to be non-Primaris Marines? That was a huge question. Of course there's going to be non-Primaris Marines. They're iconic. I'm refusing to give up my non-Primaris Marines. So GW, please don't let us down. Keep them kicking about. Keep giving them some love. And obviously they've said here within a few weeks is when we're going to start seeing things kick off. So I think they're going to probably want to launch this probably 2020, before 2020 finishes. So it's not going to be like a year to wait. So that was kind of the key points in the Q&As that they actually brought out. There is an additional video as well, I believe, on their website, which I'm not going to play just now for obvious reasons, but I highly recommend, if you can guys, get yourself onto the Warhammer website, look out the 9 great things about in the new edition, because some of the key things you want to look in there was a revamping and overhaul of cover. Yes! A revamping and overhauling tanks. Tanks can now shoot when in combat. We've needed it. That's great. The flying system for things like your your Storm Ravens, your Helldrakes, the flying combat system and flying in general is going to change. Love it. There's 9 great things in there, guys, you need to look at. So if you've not watched that video already, get on there, give it a watch. It is worth it finding out what you're going to have. And then the final thing they announced yesterday, along with the 9th edition, was the launch of what is going to be their new app. And their new app is going to be about building your army, doing your list, I guess doing your codexes. So it's going to be nice to have it all in one place. So, yeah, what did we think of 9th edition? Personally, I loved it. I think it's great. I think it's what the Warhammer world, Warhammer 40k needs. It needs a bit of pump of energy put back into it, kind of like Age of Sigmar got, and it's worked out really well for them. They're extending the narrative lore. We're finally progressing on, which is great. We've got a cool new logo, but Necrons are going to get some love. Oh boy, have they needed it. Space Marines are getting what people have asked for Space Marines. I noticed as well there was talk about Devastators as well, etc. So these are some really, really cool things, guys. 9th edition looks like it's going to be great for everyone. There's going to be that chapter approved continuing. It looks like a bit of balance across the board. But hey, it's going to be fun, guys. And on Tabletop Assault, we're embracing 9th edition. And we really hope that you guys are excited about it and you're going to follow us as well along the journey in 9th edition as we bring some new epic battle reports to you and see some awesome new 9th edition style models. So yeah guys, that's my first impressions and I loved it. So with that, I've been David from Tabletop Assault. Comment, share, like and subscribe. Let us know what you think about 9th edition in the comment section down below, because I'll be responding to them. I'm excited to see what you all say. Check us out in the links down below for social media on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter page for all the updates that come to the channel. Patreon if you wish to support the channel. Obviously it's a difficult time for everyone around the world, and our thoughts are for everyone to stay safe as well. So guys, stay safe, happy wargaming, and welcome in 9th edition Warhammer 40k.